My name is Fred Glenn. I was born in this village called Baltimore Village back in the mid-40s at a house, 556 Baltimore Drive. My mother went to school here at this little school, Baltimore School. And my aunt, she went to school. They say there was 7 or 8 grades that was taught in this school. Mrs. Stuart Cramer was very instrumental in this school. She almost took a personal interest in this school, which was the wife of Stuart Cramer. She made sure that we had Christmas with Fred Kirby, Santa Claus. And this was our playground. We had swings here. And Mrs. Cramer made sure we had swings. It was a playground. We had swings. We had the not the merry-go-round, but it was swings here, and it was sliding boards. Had sliding boards. We're approaching the house, 556 Patterson Drive. What I said, it was back then it was Baltimore Drive, 556 Baltimore Drive. This is the house that I was born in and was raised in. My brother and I, William Glenn. Which was a Vietnam vet too. And he's passed about 2 years ago from complications of his service to this country. And that's why you see me flying the flags in honor of the soldiers that served and ones that are missing and ones that are missing in action, and the ones who served and ones who died serving. Growing up here in this village, it was so rewarding because it helped mold me as a young boy and a young man with the integrity of the system that was set up here with these families that was like one big family. All these families made up one big family. And everyone was instrumental in your welfare and your upbringing. And a lot of people don't even know this village is in here. It's tucked on the side of this mountain, and like it's been suspended in time, you know, to be able to come back. But I never really left. Spiritually, I never left. But physically, I did. But I come back to my home, which I own my birthplace. I own my birthplace. God gave me the ability to own my birthplace, and I come here and garden. You know, I garden here, and just a peace of mind. It gives me a peace of mind to come here and listen. If you listen to the bird, this gives a peace of mind. You don't hear a lot of traffic. You hear the wind and the bird. So this is a place where you can come and just sit and think and recollect, reminisce. So this is why I'm still connected to this village, because it's just this is the way it is 90% of the time. What you're looking at now is 99% of the time. If you look up this street and down this street and up the street, this is a quiet village, and this is 99% of the time. And he's here all the time, or she's here, serenading and appreciating the quietness. I guess that's what he's doing, singing because it's quiet. Yeah. And I'm thankful for it. Thankful for God and the guidance of the thoughts he put in the people here, and to help us to elevate ourselves to a productive life. And like I say, it was a village. It was just a one big family. The whole village was one big family here. And it is still, it's almost like it's suspended in time, because most of these houses are still just like they were when they were built in the 20s. And as I was growing up in the 40s and 50s, especially the 50s, it served as a theater for me and my brother and kids of my age, as a theater and a community center. And it was just a enjoyable, inclusive village. It's like one big family. And the reason I say one big family, if one of the ladies would get sick, especially the lady of the house would get sick, the other ladies would make sure that they will pool their resources as far as food is concerned and make sure the family is fed of that lady that was sick. So no one went hungry. When they came to school, they were able to bring their siblings to school as like a babysitting, as long as the kids would behave. If they were 2, 3, or 4 years old, they would bring them to school here and with them, and they were here with the kids while they were trying to learn. Also was said that from the ladies that went to school here in the 20s, that the older kids, let's say if they were in the 7th grade, would come back and help with the kids that was in the 1st and 2nd grade with the teachers. Growing up, it was just one experience that I can look back on in my life, and it helped shape me as a man. This village and the men in this village and the people in this village, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child or a kid. That is true, because I experienced that. Everyone had an input in your life, regardless of whether it was related to you or not, but we all was really like kinfolks without being relatives. This village and this school was very, very important to us in this village. It was a school that served as a school for my mother, my aunt, and other children that during the 20s and the 30s until the 50s and the 60s as a community center. So we were able to preserve it and put it in the archives of the North Carolina Department of Archives, and thank God that we were able to have some history here of the African American village of Baltimore Village and the school. And I understand it's the only one-room school, African American one-room school left in the whole county. So it's a privilege for me to sit here and give you some of the history of this school and this village and how it molded not only me, but a lot of kids that grew up here in this village on the side of this mountain and on the rim of the South Fork River. Oh, yes. The dream is making it into like a mini museum with pictures of, I'm talking to families now, and a lot of them have scattered, a lot of them left, but some of them their relatives are still scattered in the local area. Some of them are out in other states, but I'm talking to relatives of some of the people who grew up here to get pictures and stories, stories of their family, pictures of their families. The mayor and his wife, the commissioner. I want pictures of his Cramers, pictures of the commissioners that was very instrumental in getting the school historically declared. And a little mini workshop. Someone may want to teach a computer class in here. From an old school, we call it old school. They may want to teach yoga. I don't know. So in here, but it's right at 100 years old, and to be in a a building that's almost 100 years old that was taught, that was kids learn here. We can turn into maybe a little learning center or something if you want to maybe teach a computer class or whatever.